Squadron of the Air Force Auxiliary.
Live at sold-out Arrowhead Stadium. Today, the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Detroit Lions. And we've got a matchup of the two best running backs from 1989. Second-year man Barry Sanders is the man that makes the Lions' silver stretch offense go. And for the Chiefs, a nightmare for any defense named Christian Okoye. Okoye won the rushing crown in 1989, but by only 10 yards over Barry Sanders. And hi, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler along with Dan Jiggetts. And Dan, that silver stretch is a run-and-shoot offense for the Detroit Lions. I think the Kansas City offense is more like the run-you-over, isn't it?
A run and scare you. You know, they talked about starting out the game with 2 tight ends or 3 tight ends. So I don't think there's any question in what's on the minds of the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to run the football at the Detroit Lions. Now, the Lions, on the other hand, say that they see some holes in the zone defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. So they're going to throw the football a little bit today and try to spring Barry Sanders late.
We have a perfect day in Kansas City. 66 degrees, sunny and clear, and they were out here about 3 hours before the game. The fans, that is, 78,000, I should say, on hand. They have not had too many sellouts over the years, as you might guess, in Kansas City, but with the resurgence of this franchise, they are coming back in full force. Rich Carlos just signed this week to take Eddie Murray's spot on the Lions roster, has got it teed up. And he's set to kick it away to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the fans already on their feet. Back deep for the Chiefs, Naz Worthen, the speedster out of North Carolina State, and Todd McNair in his second year out of Temple.
And Brad, remember yesterday at practice, Naz Worthen had a lot of problems feeling the ball in the sun that's coming into his face here at Arrowhead Stadium.
That is virtually the same time of day as they were working out, so let's see if that's a problem. Carlos gets great elevation on his kicks, and this is a good one. It'll go to McNair, 5 yards deep, and he chooses not to bring it out. So Steve DeBerg, the old veteran, goes to work for the Kansas City Chiefs. Up until last week, the top-ranked passer in the AFC, but he suffered 3 interceptions at the hands of the Indianapolis Colts in that loss. Joining him, John Alt, David Zott starting at left guard, Grunhard, the rookie out of Notre Dame, David Lutz, and Rich Baldinger. That's his front wall. Christian Okoye and Bill Jones in the backfield, Stephon Page, Jonathan Hayes, and Alfredo Roberts, the dual tight ends, and that's the way the Chiefs will start as they work from their own 20-yard line. Christian Okoye stopped right in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Dennis Gibson came up to make the stop for the Detroit defense, and let's take a look at that Lions front wall. Jerry Ball on the nose, Keith Ferguson and Kevin Brooks, and they've been a little bit banged up. Ball and Brooks especially. The linebacking corps has changed due to injuries too. Williams, Castone, Gibson, and Michael Koper. And the secondary, McNorton and Irvin, Welch and William White. And Benny Blade's not playing due to an injury. And look out for Michael Koper. He's one of the keys to the Detroit defense. 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs. Page in motion. And this time Okoye's got a big hole, and he's got a first down across the 30. Herb Welch got in his way.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Brad. You know, the thing that happens when Christian Okoye gets through the line of scrimmage, you know he's going to gain good yardage, because that's when he starts picking up that speed. And everybody you talk to in the secondary of the Lions, they said, hey, look, we want those guys to stop him up front on the line, because we don't want to be dealing with him in the secondary.
It's just amazing, no matter how much you hear about Christian Okoye, until you actually stand next to him, you can't believe the size of this guy. 260 pounds. And runs about a 4.45 40-yard dash. First down, Chiefs from their own 31. Okoye up the middle has got about 7 more.
See, this is kind of nice if you're on that Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. This is what you want to start the game off doing. Getting your timing down, you know, buttoning that chin strap and making sure that you can come off and pop a couple of people and get some movement. Now, they do what they call slide technique. You see all of them stepping over this time to the right. That allows Christian Okoye the opportunity to look up in there and see where that hole is and then take it. They're going to feature him a lot inside today.
Okoye picked up 7. 2nd down and 3. Okoye left side, and a first down. Out near the 43-yard line. Toby Castone in on the stop. And Okoye off to a tremendous start, Dan.
Yeah, see, he gets behind that offensive line. Everybody's about 300 pounds or in the neighborhood. And what that allows him to do is when they move the line of scrimmage like they are doing right now against Detroit, then he gets his rolling start. And again, if you keep him up inside close, it's going to be very difficult to stop him.
Well, at this pace, he's ready for about a 300-yard gain. He's got 24 yards on 4 carries. First down, Chiefs from their own 43. Stephon Page in motion. Flags down. Okoye blasts off the right side and just carries all those white jerseys out near the 47, but again a penalty marker on the play.
With this Chiefs offense right now, the wide receivers are just ornaments on the field.
And that's Rob Thomas and Stephon Page. Legal procedure against Kansas City.
You know, it's always interesting to look at the matchups and how players are doing this year as opposed to last year. We'll get Jerry Simmons' call here in a minute.
Illegal shift. 2-man move prior to the snap. Did not reset. Still first down.
Coming into the game today, though, this is how the numbers stack up. Sanders with 362 yards and Christian Okoye with 393. But Christian's had a few more carries than Perry, like 111 to 82.
And they come in number 4 and 5 in the NFL. So with a penalty, 1st and 15. Play fake. DeBerg wide open. Emile Harry off to the races. He could score. 1 man to beat. McNorton to the 2. 60 yards for Emile Harry before McNorton brought him down.
Talk so much about the running attack of the Chiefs. What that does is lead you into play action. Perfect fake here by DeBerg. You see him showing the ball. Our cameraman even follows Christian Okoye. But what happens is Michael Kofor on the backside comes down chasing the play because he wants to stop it on the backside. Emile Harry slides out there and he is open. Secondary even reacted over to Okoye.
Bruce McNorton, number 29, right there at the end, saved the touchdown. But now the Chiefs will load up with Okoye, the tailback in the eye. 1st and goal just outside the 2. Here he comes, and he's met hard at the line. Dan Owens in on the stop. Emile Harry with his longest catch of his NFL career, which started in Atlanta as a 4th-round draft choice and then signed as a free agent by the Chiefs. And was one of their top receivers a year ago.
See, if Barry Sanders distorts defenses for the Lions, and certainly Christian Okoye does it for the Kansas City Chiefs, because everybody's worried about where he's going to run the ball, then you get to play action with him.
2nd and goal. Roberts, the 2nd tight end in motion. Okoye left side. And the Chiefs doing a nice job, or rather the Lions doing a nice job of slowing down big number 35. He may have lost a yard there. Toby Castone's been a busy linebacker. William White came up from the secondary.
I think that Toby Castone understands what this drill is about down here. Christian Okoye, you're going to try to punish people up inside with him. Well, I think one of the things the Chiefs need to do down the goal line is get outside. Now, maybe Todd McNair is the guy you want to use in that situation. More speed outside.
Chiefs have had tremendous first quarters so far. Is this not a great spot for a play-action team like the Chiefs?
Absolutely.
Roberts in motion. There's the play fake. And DeBerg got it out just a little too far in front of Bill Jones. So the Chiefs got a big play, Emile Harry, but they're going to have to settle for the field goal attempt.
And by the way, a very nice goal line stand by the Detroit Lions defense. Here's the play fake again. DeBerg does that one-handed fake, which is really effective in faking out the defense. But this time he just can't get the ball to his receiver as he comes back the other way. And as you can understand by this reaction, he is not pleased with this recent performance.
Nick Lowry leads the NFL in field goals made with 11. He's 11 out of 13. This one will be from 21 yards out. Steve Pallure, the backup quarterback, to hold. Chiefs try to go on the scoreboard first, and they do. Lowry connects from 21 yards away, and the Kansas City Chiefs at home take the early lead, 3-0. A nice opening drive by the Chiefs, but they're forced to settle for the field goal, Dan.
And that's something they've been doing inside the 20. Out of 15 possessions, 13 scores, only 5 TDs and 8 field goals. That puts them 26 in the league. Of course, now it's 9 field goals. They just kicked one.
Lowry with his 12th of the season was good for the 3-point lead, and he's got it teed up to kick it away to Mel Gray. And Gray's the top kickoff return man entering week 6. There he is. High short kick. Oldham's going to take it at the 12-yard line. And the rookie from Oregon's got a big hole. Up the sideline, and he's into Chiefs territory. Chris Oldham up the far sideline for 42 yards.
And the thing I liked about the return is how he finished it off. You saw him there going for that extra yard or two. That's what you want to see in your special teams. You want to know that those people out there care. Frank Gantz is their coach over there on special teams for the Lions, and you know he gets his guys motivated.
Bob Gagliano at quarterback, making his 2nd straight start, and he has been impressive for the Lions really every time he's been in there as the starter. He's won 5 in a row. Sets his troops at the 47 of the Chiefs. Aubrey Matthews, a motion man in the silver stretch. Gagliano throws short, screen to Sanders. Look out. Barry Sanders, and he might go. Touchdown, Detroit. 47 yards on play number 1.
Taking advantage of that Kansas City rush. They're trying to focus a lot of attention on the quarterback. Now what happens is then as you get the screen inside, outside, rush comes into the quarterback, he dumps it over. Barry Sanders is out there, gets excellent blocking from his offensive line, and you know the rest. When he gets in the secondary, you have no shot at trying to tackle this guy. Silicon Sanders, guy's impossible to catch.
Well, they had told us they were going to try to get him more and more involved in the pass offense, and they have over the past couple of weeks. In fact, he caught his first NFL touchdown pass last week in the win over Minnesota, and number 2 was pretty impressive.
And he told us last night, he said, you know, I caught some passes in high school, so I have the ability to receive passes. We've got a player down on the field, and that's what the holdup is at this point. It appears to be one of the Kansas City Chiefs got injured on the play. It sure looks like a knee. It looks like
Chris Martin, the outside linebacker.
I'm sure a lot of Detroit fans are familiar with it from his days with the Vikings.
Chris was kind of a role player with the Vikings, a special teams expert, if you will, and here in Kansas City he has blossomed in the past couple of years as one of their true big play men. Ironically enough, he wears sweatbands on his lower leg, 2 on each leg, to ward off injury. He says it's kind of a superstition to keep the knee safe, and that's what they're working on, the left knee of Chris Martin.
Well, the good news is he's not, you know, wiggling his head and writhing in pain, so maybe it's just a little bit of a sprain or something like that.
Marty Schottenheimer looks on, his team now trailing 6-3 with the point after coming up. Looks like Chris Martin's going to be okay, and that's great news for the Chiefs. There you see the sweatbands on the lower part of his leg.
Now, here's another look at it. Now, watch Barry Sanders slip out on the right. You see the pressure coming in Bob Gagliano's face now. They think, hey, Barry Sanders is not going to block Neil Smith. He lets him go. Barry gets the pass and takes off. He's got a convoy down there with Lomas Brown, but he just blows Lomas's doors off there and gets it to the end zone.
Longest play from scrimmage for Barry Sanders in his 2-year career. You just assume he has a bunch of 80-yard runs to his credit. That's not the case. Rich Carlos in for his first point after as a Detroit Lion. Trying to finish off the 10-second scoring drive, and there it is. The extra point is good. 9 minutes and 7 seconds to go first quarter. It took the Lions only 1 play to score. The silver stretch offense, the run and shoot. The man on your left with a headset, Mouse Davis, who invented this offense, and it worked to perfection for Detroit in 1 play.
That's right. You saw Andre Ware standing over his shoulder saying, hey, coach, you know, I could have thrown that too. Andre Ware is a little frustrated. He wants to get out there and do a little bit for this Detroit Lions football team.
So Carlos, there's the Heisman Trophy winner. Carlos, high kick, hangs up there for Naz Worthen from the 3. And Worthen up the middle, flags down as he got out near the 28-yard line. Mark Brown made the hit on the special teams. See if we have an illegal block on the play. Jerry Seaman in his final season on the field before moving to become head of officials.
That's right. You're hometown guys, aren't you?
That's right.
Same little town up in Minnesota.
Pride and joy of St. Charles, Minnesota. Jerry Seaman.
Holding during the return. Number 55 receiving team. First down.
Right, I understand that Chris Martin, who was injured before we went to commercial, bruised his knee and will return to the game. That's good news.
Certainly is. So with a holding call, the Chiefs will have to work inside their own 15. First and 10 at the 13-yard line for Steve DeBerg. Christian Okoye across the 15, out near the 16-yard line. The whole front wall of the Lions defense there to meet him. Keith Ferguson and Jerry Ball. Jerry Ball's been a little bit banged up with a bad ankle, and he says he's still not 100%.
Yeah, he said he feels like it's going to be at least 2 more weeks before he's back to 100%. But you know that Jerry Ball, he told us, he says, I also want to get to that island again, so I'm going to start playing. He wants to go to Hawaii.
Lions have had a ton of problems with injuries. Spielman, of course, one of their leaders. Benny Blades isn't playing today, not even suited up. Jamison Spindler, the rookie, out of Pittsburgh, who they were so impressed with, and Terry Taylor suspended for drug problems. So those are the missing members of the Lion defense. Christian Okoye works the left side this time. Out near the 22. I think he's about a yard short of the first down. Michael Kofer, the outside linebacker, brought him down.
Well, I tell you, Dave Zott, number 79, is starting at the guard position for the Chiefs. Came down on Jerry Ball that time. He just had an excellent block on him. It was a down block, letting the people go outside, and he really did a fabulous job, especially for a rookie.
Number 79.
I think any one of those guys in that line is just a biscuit away from 300.
They've got most of them in there right now, the big fellas, that is. Third down and a yard. Wonder who gets the ball here. First down. The Lions, when they've had to, on crucial third downs, make the big play. Jerry Ball and Gibson in there to make the hit.
What they're starting to do, Brad, is they're starting to penetrate across the line of scrimmage. Now, that's how you mess up the timing for the Kansas City Chiefs. You see Ball right there. He penetrates, knocks off Grunt at the center, and as a result, they get into the backfield, and now they just destruct the play.
So Wayne Pott's defense does the job and forces the punt by Brian Barker. Out of Santa Clara, Mel Gray deep back for the Lions. Gray calls for the fair catch at the last moment and makes it at the 39-yard line. 41-yard punt by Barker. And the Detroit Lions with the football back and a 7-3 lead here in the first to Kansas City. 6:42 to go first quarter on a Bob Gagliano touchdown pass to Barry Sanders. Offensively across the front for Gagliano. And a run and shoot just inside its own 40-yard line. Throws far side for Terry Greer. Did he make the catch? Somehow kept his feet in bounds at the 49 of Kansas City. Offensively for the Lions, we haven't had a chance to set the offense. Lomas Brown, Andelsek, Glover, Delafour, and Eric Sanders starting in there for Harvey Salem today at right tackle. And a lot of wide receivers, as you might guess, joining Barry Sanders, the slot back, Clark, Johnson, Matthews, and Greer, who just made a fantastic catch. And I think they're going to review that one.
They're going to take a peek at it. It looked like Terry Greer did the two-step over there on the sideline, and from our perspective, it looked like it was a good reception, but we'll get another peek at it from the end zone here. They got to have both feet in and control of the football. He's got both toes down, and then he steps. It looks like he might have stepped on the line with his left toe just a bit.
Wayne Font says, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Wayne said, I made the call already.
They continue to review Terry Greer, whether or not indeed he had possession and got the tiptoes down at the 49-yard line.
That's going to be a difficult one for them to call. I think you have to go with what was called on the field. because I don't think they have the proper angles in this game, at least.
Dave Kamansky up in the replay booth will be the man that'll make the ultimate decision here. Clock stop with 6:26 to go first quarter, and another look in a different angle for you.
You can see the thing is he's got to keep both feet in bounds, and it's very difficult from these angles to tell whether or not. Now certainly now you can see both feet are out, both toes are out, but I'm sure Terry Greer, if you ask him, will say, hey, I've had both of them in when I made the reception.
It's one of those where the effort alone should be worth the catch.
Yeah,
what a nice job they did. Wayne Fonts, whose Lions are 2-3 in his second full year.
Wayne's calling. He says, hey, isn't it 2 minutes yet? Let's go, guys. You can lose your, you lose a little momentum in these kinds of stoppages of play. If you're starting to get into the groove offensively, you want to continue going on, and the replay situation sometimes does damage that.
Jerry Seaman's going to tell us about it here in a moment. Art McNally is here today, too, the head of officials.
The play stands. First down.
So the top two guys, as far as NFL officials, are here at Arrowhead today, and they leave that call as it was made on the field. Inconclusive evidence to have any bearing or any change on the play, so they leave it as is. And a first down for the Lions at the Chief 49. Here comes a blitz. Gagliano escaped somehow and got to the 41 of Kansas City. Neil Smith ran him down from behind.
He didn't escape. He just broke loose for a little while because the Chiefs are spying on him. You see them sitting there waiting for him because one of the things that they're concerned about is something that Bob Gagliano did successfully last week against the Vikings, and that was run the football. Now here, once he decides to pull it down and go with it, you see right there, that's Derek Thomas in his face. Neil Smith comes along with Dan Salamua to make sure that they get Bob Gagliano on the turf.
But he picked up 8 yards. Second down at 2. Aubrey Matthews in motion. Dino Hackett with the 21st sack of the year for the Chiefs defense.
Dino Hackett, inside linebacker, number 56. You'll see him coming from the middle of your screen. Now, this is all-out blitz. They send about 3 or 4 linebackers on it. There's simply not enough people on the Detroit offense to pick up the blitz, and that's the result, the sack. You got to get the ball off on time if you hope to be successful against that all-out blitz.
There's Hackett in his 5th year out of Appalachian State. Loss of 7. It's 3rd and 9. Crowd getting into it now. In trouble again, and got it to Greer, complete for a first down. So Greer makes his second catch of this drive.
What an effort by Bob Gagliano, though, to get out there and put that ball on the rope downfield. You saw him, he looked like a javelin thrower when he got out there to that sideline. That was a heck of an effort.
He told us last night, he said, I've got an average arm if it's that good.
Not outstanding speed, but he'll get it done.
Somebody said about him this week, he's kind of like the repairman that comes at midnight when your water heater breaks down. He just kind of opens up the toolbox and gets the job done. He's won his last 5 for the Lions, and he's got him inside the Chiefs' 30-yard line. First down. Flags down. And Gagliano is pointing at the clock as if to say, we got it off in time. I'm afraid they're going the other way. Illegal procedure.
Eric Andlesick, number 65.
There, how's that?
Chiefs would love to come up with another sack on Gagliano because they are number 1 in that department as Hackett.
Keep in mind now, 7 of those 21 are from Derek Thomas, their outside linebacker.
Gagliano's perfect today. 3 out of 3, 77 yards and a touchdown. First and 15. Here comes a blitz by Martin. Sanders again. And a first down for the Lions. Kevin Ross was there when Sanders slipped on his own, a 17-yard pickup. He is lightning quick.
Now, Brad, watch right up in here. This is where the rush is coming from. Two outside linebackers. That's Thomas and Martin. Now, when they vacate that area on the blitz, what happens is Barry Sanders is just sliding back up in that little pocket and turning around, catching that screen, and there is nobody down there. Now, if his offensive line gets out in front and lead blocks on him, he's really in great shape.
Sanders, the pass receiver, has been the problem for the Chiefs defense so far. Johnson in motion. Here's Sanders, the running back. To the 13, he picked up about 5. The Lions in front, 7-0 on Barry Sanders' touchdown reception of 47 yards, and that followed a field goal by Nick Lowry that gave the Chiefs the early lead. They had an impressive drive of 77 yards and had to settle for a field goal, and now with 2.5 minutes to go first quarter, the Lions with a 7-3 lead, and they've driven deep into Chiefs territory again at the 13-yard line.
And is it so surprising that they've done it throwing the ball to Barry Sanders on screen passes a great deal.
4 wideouts in the silver stretch and a 2nd and 5. Here's the inside give to Sanders. Broke a tackle, heads to the corner. Touchdown. 13 yards for Barry Sanders, his 2nd score of the day.
Brad, when we were at the Chiefs practice on Friday, one of the things they were trying to do is funnel Barry Sanders back in, you know, when they're working against the Detroit offense, to funnel him back in. Now, this is what they're trying to do, is get him squeezed back inside and then have those inside people make the stops. Well, good blocking up front. I think that was Williams that threw a block. Now Sanders, the thing is, if you don't trap him up inside, one guy is not going to tackle him once he gets in that secondary. That's how come I call him Silicon Sanders.
Whoa.
Guy's slippery.
Carlos, the point after is good. 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the crowd in shock here. The Lions by a 14-3 margin.
It's an old offensive lineman excited. Now watch this play down in the offensive line of the Lions. And watch the block between Ken Dallafor and Eric Sanders. Sanders is going to chip off, pick up that linebacker, and they're going to be in for the score at Barry Sanders. Now watch this. This is just beautiful stuff. Combination block there. Dallafor takes this guy out. Sanders comes in and takes Percy Snow, pancakes him to the ground, and Barry Sanders is off to the races.
Eric Sanders starting for Harvey Salem today, and he'll love looking at films after that one. McNair from the 4. And the Lions special teams do the job to stop him at the 20-yard line. Let's get an update on the 49ers and the Falcons and go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Brad, plenty of action in Atlanta. For the 2nd time today, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice hook up, this time on a 26-yard touchdown. 2nd touchdown pass of the day for Rice. The 49ers lead the Falcons 14-7 in the first. Back to Brad and Dan.
All right, the 49ers and Falcons in the NFC West having a good battle. We've got a good interconference matchup here for the Chiefs. Dan, I know, would like to get something out of this drive with the lead already 14-3 Lions. Chiefs want to throw. DeBerg pump fakes and now goes over the middle. Bill Jones made the catch. He's out near the 28-yard line. Toby Castone made the stop.
And you saw that time Steve DeBerg wanted to go early, and I think it was Stephon Page down at the bottom of the screen was the guy that was covered up, so he couldn't go back down there, so he just checked off and went up the middle.
Jets and San Diego got a pitcher's duel going. 2nd down and a long 3. Jones comes out. Okoye the single setback. A 3 wide receiver formation this time. It is not Okoye. It's Barry Word. And the word is he's all the way to the 43-yard line.
Word. Hey, listen, we watched him at practice and we asked, who is this guy? Because he looks so smooth. At 240 pounds, he's got outstanding outside speed. And you get him behind that big offensive line, let them tee off. Nice little combination block there on Keith Ferguson, although Ferguson slides through and almost makes the stop. But that's the kind of back you also want out of that backfield, along with an Okoye. Nice complement of 1 and 2 backs.
Barry Word given a second chance after he had some drug problems. Former ACC Player of the Year at Virginia when he had over 1,200 yards rushing as a senior. He gets the call. picked up a couple, maybe 3. Jimmy Williams made the tackle. Barry Word, as we said, a former Cavalier, and Virginia now will be #1 in the country in college football after Michigan State's upset over Michigan.
And watch this block in here. This is a rookie, Tim Grunner from Notre Dame. Now watch his block on Jerry Ball. This is what we're talking about. You get down that pit, you get kind of nasty. You know, big guys going against each other, sweat flying, bad words flying, everything else. That's working down in the pit, though.
And you guys didn't always watch your language?
Oh, well, we were very nice people down in there, actually.
Well, it's been a great first quarter for the Detroit Lions. At the end of the first quarter, the Lions in front of the Chiefs by a score of 14-3 at Arrowhead Stadium. As we entered quarter number 2, Detroit with a big lead over Kansas City. The Chiefs had the ball almost 10 minutes of that first quarter, but they don't have much to show for it. Brad Nessler and Dan Jiggets along with you here at Arrowhead Stadium, and the Chiefs 2nd down and 7 at their own 45-yard line. Comes a blitz on DeBerg. Wide open, Stephon Page. He's inside the 43 and a first down. Coming up next on CBS, the second game of our doubleheader. You'll see the Giants and the Redskins. And is that a big one in the NFC East?
Both of those teams are just steady pumping this year. You know, they look like they might be the guys going to the Super Bowl. Maybe between those two. I thought the Eagles, quite honestly, would be right in the mix there, but they are just out of it like the Vikings are in the NFC Central.
Chiefs with a first down. The Lions 42. Barry Word stays in. Christian Okoye on the sideline. Play fake. A beauty by DeBerg. Page to the 25. 27-yard pass play. DeBerg to Stephon Page.
You see, Bruce McNorton was really put in a sweat there because when the play action goes to the opposite side, you don't expect the quarterback to pull up and then reverse field and go back to the other side. And that's exactly what Steve DeBerg does. And again, that sleight of hand on the play action is really very effective. Bruce McNorton does a good job just getting in here and making sure that he keeps a hold of Stephon Page.
Stephon Page, 70 straight now with that catch. Barry Word and Todd McNair in a dual backfield. That's McNair in motion. DeBerg, quick slant, and Page couldn't get inside. Trying to work on Leroy Irvin.
Yeah, and it looked like he tried to get back inside, but Steve DeBerg is saying, hey, look, I want to go back outside, and the ball was actually thrown behind him. Good work there by Irvin.
Joe Montana, a couple of touchdown passes, and Atlanta's score was Chris Miller to Andre Rison for 75 yards.
Cincinnati, Houston.
Battle of the Bays. Tampa Bay trying to bounce back from their loss to the Cowboys a week ago. 2nd and 10. Chiefs at the Lions 25. Page in motion. Delayed give to Barry Word off the right side. Nice run by Word. Got it to the 19-yard line. Jimmy Williams brought him down.
Yeah, I'm sure if Barry goes back and he looks at that play on tape, he's going to see that maybe he should have stuck in behind John Alt, his offensive tackle, number 76 there. See, this is a counter trade. Now you're going to see both of these backside guard and tackle. Watch them pull out. Now see if Word just comes right up there in the hole. Gibson gets blocked out. He says, hey, I can go outside, though, get a little bit more, but you got to rely on those offensive linemen to block that thing, hit it up in the crease, and you can just keep rolling.
Christian Okoye on the sideline just put his helmet back on. We had no word of any type of injury, but Barry Word's gone the distance on this drive and has 24 yards on 3 carries. 3rd and 3. Word again. I don't think so. He got close. Keith Ferguson made the tackle. Along with Toby Castone again. And the Chiefs tell us they're just simply giving Christian Okoye a breather on the sideline. And Barry Word has certainly done a nice job, so it's still a 4th down situation, though. 4th down, almost a yard to go. And here comes Okoye.
And the Chiefs will go with a jumbo package up front as well. Frank Winters is coming in the game. Number 65, he's an offensive guard. So they're going to line up and try to run it down your throat now.
First big decision of the day for Marty Schottenheimer. He shuns the field goal on 4th and a yard at the 16. And there's the front for the Chiefs. Flags down. Okoye, a big hole. He might score. To the 1-yard line.
And William White, who tackled him back there, is saying, thank goodness for gravity.
And the penalties on the Lions.
Number 77 defense.
What a nice block here. Now, this is a key block. I think that was McNair, number 43, or Bill Jones, excuse me. Stiff arm right there by Christian Okoye. Now watch this. This is where I said White was, felt pretty fortunate there because Christian was heading to the ground already.
They gave him his breather on the sideline, and he paid him back, didn't he?
Well, the thing is that the one thing that Christian Okoye will do, as I said before, is when he gets in that secondary, he's very difficult to stop because he's got that momentum.
First and goal at the 1. Play fake by DeBerg. To the corner. Touchdown. Jonathan Hayes. You simply cannot beat play action when you've got a guy like Okoye, and in this case, Word on this drive too. And what a job by DeBerg.
That's the ultimate compliment there when you get a great running game and a big running back like that and a quarterback that understands play action. And they call us a play action offense, and now you know why.
So the Chiefs right back in the thick of this game as Lowry's in for the point after.
Brett, anytime you get a nice play action, one of the things that other things that happens is that offensive line sells it. Now you saw right there, Hayes did a little delay. He blocked his guy down. Jonathan Hayes, the guy that received the touchdown right there, the tight end, blocked his man down, a little delay, then he slipped out underneath the secondary. As a result, got the TD for the Kansas City Chiefs.
To 4 after Christian Okoye got the Chiefs down close with a 14-yard run, and Steve DeBerg and Jonathan Hayes hook up on the touchdown, and Barry Sanders certainly has done his job for the Lions.
Well, I tell you what, pass receiving has really been the key for him today. Coming out on those screens, he's been very effective.
He's got a screen pass caught for a touchdown and a run for a touchdown, and Nick Lowry will kick it away to Mel Gray. Fans on their feet now, 78,000 plus in sold-out Arrowhead Stadium. Gray 2 yards deep. Got by the first wave. And still got only to the 21. A nice tackle by Tracy Rogers on the special team. And now we have not only one flag down, but Nick Lowry getting into it with one of the big fellas for the Lions.
Boy, that'd be disturbing to see that on tape, wouldn't it? See a kicker arguing with you.
Well, the Chiefs had one of these penalties earlier. Now the Lions have one, and it will back them up inside their own 15-yard line. To this point, we have had a lot of offense, to be quite honest with you. Barry Sanders with a big day so far, and we're still here in the second quarter. Okoye with 44 yards on the ground. I think there's even a little more offense than we expected, Dan.
Yeah, well, the thing that's surprising is Detroit has been using Barry Sanders so effectively in the passing game, something we mentioned earlier. I really think that that's a wrinkle that Kansas City didn't really expect coming into this ball game. They felt that if he was going to touch the ball, it was going to be in the running game.
Washington being helped off the field after the kick return and the penalty. And we'll try to get a report on him.
So I always tell you, when you play the special teams, you earn your money.
And that's going to hurt the secondary of the Chiefs because he's a defensive back, and they need all the defensive backs they can get against the silver stretch. Lions from their own 9. Gagliano with time. Until now.
Damn it, too bad.
Well, they got rid of it.
After listening to Bob Gagliano yesterday, you would think he didn't have that kind of speed, but Derek Thomas chased him as well as anybody will chase him in that end zone. And Gagliano's got those turbos. I didn't know he had those. He was squealing some tires around in that end zone.
As you always tell me, there's a different kind of speed when you're being chased by somebody. He bought just enough time to get rid of the pass. Derek Thomas, he comes out of his stance like a rocket. This is the worst field position of the day for the Lions with a 2nd and 10 of their own 9. Aubrey Matthews with the catch across the 15. Albert Lewis made the stop from his defensive secondary position. Don't forget, Tuesday night the World Series gets underway. The defending world champions, the A's and the Reds, doing battle 8 o'clock Eastern. Jack Buck and Tim McCarver will bring it all to you, and it should be a beauty. Fall Classic starting Tuesday night.
Boy, it's been wonderful to see what's happened to Tony La Russa since he's gone to Oakland. We had him in Chicago for a while, and I don't think they appreciated him. Certainly not the way he was treated. Things just gone great for him out there.
3rd down and 3. Here's the option to Sanders. And he got the first down.
You know, when they ran that option to that side, I figured they wouldn't run it against Neil Smith, number 90, the defensive end for the Chiefs, because certainly Neil Smith has seen a few options in his life, having played football at Nebraska. Now, it's going to be over on the right side of your screen. That's where the option play is. Eric Sanders, 64, right there, goes up on the linebacker and puts Neil Smith in a sweat there, because he's got to be the guy that decides who he's going to tackle on that option.
I think if I'm Neil Smith, I always take Sanders over Gagliano anytime, but he hesitated just enough at a first down for the Lions. A little more room to work now at their own 20. Aubrey Matthews, another big catch, and boy, did he get leveled, but he bounces right back up, and J.C. Pearson is down.
Yeah, J.C. leveled it, but J.C.'s the guy laying down on the ground right now, which says something about those tough little wide receivers for the Detroit Lions.
Now this again is where the Chiefs just can't afford to lose any defensive backs against this offense.
Watch up on the left side of your screen, up on the top. That's where J.C. Pearson is going to catch Aubrey. Just as Aubrey makes the reception, Pearson's coming from behind, and right there, he takes it right in the chin, but it looked like, that's Kevin Ross, so it looked like Pearson went over the top.
We'll check on Pearson when we come back. 9:52. Pearson coming off on his own power, appeared to take it in the right knee, colliding with his teammate Kevin Ross.
And watch as Kevin Ross comes in from the top of your screen to make the stick on Aubrey Matthews. J.C. Pearson is chasing him, and right there is where he runs into his own man, Kevin Ross, and gets that knee banged up.
Meanwhile, Aubrey Matthews held on to the 17-yard reception, his second of this drive, and it's 1st and 10 for the Lions. Draw play to Sanders. To the 42-yard line. Lloyd Burris made the tackle.
Brad, when we talked to Bob Gagliano yesterday, he told us he's going to do 2 things to try to keep that rush off of him a little bit. He's going to use a hard snap count, which he just did, and he said, I'm going to throw some draws and some screens in there, which he also did. So that's kind of the combination they feel that they got to use to keep some of the pressure off of that Chiefs defense.
Well, he's been near perfect right now. 6 out of 7 for Gagliano, 117 yards and a touchdown. 2nd and 6.
Look by Chiefs.
Here comes a blitz. Gagliano, deep sideline, intercepted. No, dropped. Albert Lewis had it and couldn't hold on.
That was a Bear defense or Bear look. You get about 9 guys up on the line of scrimmage, and right now you just come after the quarterback. Put a lot of people in his face. Albert Lewis has got man-to-man coverage downfield, and he has this interception. He's an all-pro defensive back, and he should have had that interception. Now, that whole defense is called a Bear defense because Buddy Ryan invented it with the Chicago Bears. Originally it was called a 46. When he left the Bears, they started calling it the Bear defense.
3rd down and 6. Johnson in motion. Gagliano waits, and incomplete, intended for Aubrey Matthews.
One of the keys, though, is Bob Gagliano's getting a lot of time to throw the football, Brad. He told us, he said, if I had a half a second more in the Minnesota game, I'd have been even more successful. Up front, Derek Thomas, the guy that we told you had 7 sacks coming in the ball game. Lomas Brown, number 75, doing a great job against him. He said, the thing I want to do, if he's outside wide, I want to kick that leg out and cut him off and cut off his line of pursuit.
First punt of the day for Jim Arnold, a former Chief. 3 years here, in fact, and was NFL punting champion 1 year. Naz Worthen back deep for Kansas City. He should have a chance at this one from the 24. And he got 8 or 9 yards on the return, and the Chiefs offense will have it at its own 33-yard line. When we come back, 8:33 to go in the half. Detroit by 4.
This is how the roomy new Cutlass Supreme SL looks after traveling 300 highway miles on just 10 gallons of gas. And this is how Honda Accord looks after the same challenge. Well, if it hadn't run out of gas 20 miles back, you'd see that it's smaller and it's blue. Next trip, Dad, it's yours. Who says you can't get great gas mileage in a roomy, comfortable car? Cutlass Supreme is one car that does it all and does it right.
This is the new generation of old.
The shillings were burned.
At Stadium in Kansas City, Chiefs trailing the Lions by 4, 8:33 to go in the first half. Next Saturday on CBS Sports, it's a college football doubleheader. Dan and I will be with the Nittany Lions and Boston College. That's game 1. And Jim Nance and Tim Brandt will have Miami and Notre Dame for you in the second game. So join us next week, a college football doubleheader on CBS. By DeBerg again. Okoye off his hands. He has only 2 pass receptions this year and had only 2 all of last year. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, but the big man's got some soft hands, though. He was a discus thrower when he grew up and came to this country and working out at Azusa Pacific, and a hammer thrower. I know a hammer thrower, you just start thinking, well, that guy's got bricks for hands, you know, but he really does have some nice soft hands.
I was going to say maybe DeBerg ought to sidearm those babies out there like a discus and see if he can catch it. Second and 10, Chiefs at their own 33. 3 wide receivers set for DeBerg. Straight drop this time. And he completes it to Emile Harry. And it's about a half-yard short of the first down, it appears. And Steve DeBerg told us, he said, you know, you want to talk about play action. He says, I never get to just drop back and throw the ball.
Yeah, well, this time, this is one of the reasons why he's getting a drop back. Watch Jerry Ball here. You think it's always nice to play in the nose? There's one guy hit him. That's Grunt at the center. Now, he's going to go over. He tries to jump up in the air. Didn't get much air time right there. But he gets hit by another guy. He told us, he says, nobody knows what it's like to be like a nose tackle except somebody that's played the position. I think every nose tackle in the world, though, is 6'1" and about 300 pounds.
He's an all-pro.
They got a nose tackle factory somewhere in this country.
You're right. Third down, less than a yard. Roberts in motion. Okoye, big hole. Out near midfield. Toby Castone made the stop, but Christian Okoye picks up 6 yards.
Well, I tell you, that big Kansas City offensive line is really working well together. They're all stepping off in unison. Now watch the blocking up front here. This is what's making the holes for Christian Okoye. Movement off the line of scrimmage, get that crease in there, and just let your big back do the rest of it. All you got to do is give him a little slot in there, and he's just going to make raise havoc in that secondary.
He's more than halfway to his 100, 51 yards on 11 carries for Okoye. Stretch it out. Jerry Ball and Dennis Gibson combine on the tackle.
Fred, something happened on that play that kind of is a precursor for what might happen down the line. That time when Steve DeBerg made the handoff, he carried out the play action fake. Now what that does is that keeps Michael Kofor at home and thinking, hey, is he going to go play action again on me? So now this time expect him to come back, fake the ball and play action and drop back and throw the thing.
People don't realize sometimes it's what you do without the ball. Many times that
it's just like basketball. The guys working away from the ball sometimes are more important than the guys working with it.
Second and 10. Right at the midfield stripe. Here comes a blitz. Got it out to McNair.
And it almost appeared that Steve DeBerg just kind of shot-putted this thing over here to McNair. Now, he gets a little pressure up front, but McNair's coming across a little crossing route up underneath of the linebackers, and you see Gibson's chasing him. No help from the secondary there because it's a missed tackle, and McNair's one of those guys that they have on this Chiefs offense that can really run in the open field.
William White saved the touchdown, but for how long, you wonder now. Chiefs first and goal at the Lions 5. Remember, inside the opponent's 20, the Chiefs have struggled getting touchdowns. Let's see if they get one here. Okoye, that's the way to get it. A great hole off the right side, and the big fella takes it in from 5 yards out.
How's that saying go? Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. He makes his living down on the goal line. Christian Okoye just slams it in over on that right side. Irv Eatman, number 75, is in on that offensive line over there for the Chiefs, and they just power off the line of scrimmage, knock some people off about 2 or 3 yards to get the touch.
Wasn't it just a couple minutes ago? It was 14-3 Lions. Not anymore. 5:55 to go in the half, and the Chiefs have moved out in front.
AT&T, the right choice. George Seifert of the 49ers won the Super Bowl in his first year as head coach, but what coach had the best winning percentage during the 80s? Mike Ditka of the Bears? Joe Gibbs of the Redskins? Or Bill Walsh of the 49ers? Which would you choose?
Did you know that more moms and pops, mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, all kinds of businesses look to AT&T for accurate billing, immediate credit for misdialed calls, an operator when you need one.
This is Clancy & Sons. Your piano's on its way.
All at extremely competitive prices. In fact, businesses use AT&T more often than all other long-distance companies combined. Quality service, competitive price. Another AT&T advantage.
Joe Gibbs had the best winning percentage of any NFL head coach during the 80s. If you said Gibbs, you made the right choice.
Buying a new car is a big step. With many car makers, the minute you drive it out the door, you may feel like you're on your own. But at Oldsmobile, you're covered by the Oldsmobile Edge, the most comprehensive owner satisfaction program in the industry. Standard on every new Oldsmobile. We're with you every step of the way.
It's a new generation of old.
Back at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, and this crowd is alive now as their Chiefs, over the past 5.5 minutes, have scored 2 unanswered touchdowns. Christian Okoye, the last one, from just under 5 yards away, and it is 17-14 Kansas City. Lowry to kick. This will be Mel Gray at the 4. Won't even reach the 20 this time. Lewis Cooper made the stop on the special team.
You want to know why Christian Okoye appreciates his offensive lineman? Watch outside, number 75, that's Irv Eatman with the block on Keith Ferguson, 77 there. Just keeps his legs moving and just drives him right to the ground. So you call a pancake, you put a little syrup and butter on that, and you're all set. Here's Okoye.
Okoye with 3 touchdowns now in the season. And the Lions, 1st and 10. Just inside their own 20. Barry Sanders jitterbugs his way out to the 28. Quiets the crowd momentarily. Jeff Donaldson, the free safety, made the tackle.
Nice lead block that time by Ken Dallapour, number 67 on that Lions offensive line. Come out there on that corner, you trap block. You want to get the inside shoulder outside and let your running back, Barry Sanders, slide up.
Brings up 2nd down and a short 2. Four wide outs in the Detroit silver stretch, and you can see Kansas City's had it more than twice as long. Draw play, Sanders. 1st down. Out to the 33-yard line. Derek Thomas in on the tackle. Derek Thomas taken just 1 spot behind Barry Sanders in the draft 2 years ago. Steve Walsh, we understand, has thrown his first touchdown pass for the Saints in that one ball game you just saw a moment ago.
Derek Thomas has an organization here in town. It's called Third and Long, and what it does is it helps out young people and tutors them and tries to keep them out of trouble. He said, when I was a kid, I was in a lot of trouble, and he wants to make sure that some other young people get some chances and opportunities in life.
Spends time every Saturday after the walkthrough practice reading over at the library to a bunch of kids. Gagliano in trouble. Thomas had a shot and missed it, and now he's going to take it out, get what he can, and goes out at the 36, near the 37-yard line.
I'll tell you what happened in that play, Brad. Derek Thomas put some pressure on Bob Gagliano, but Lomas Brown did one of those kind of things that you rarely see an offensive lineman do. You get in trouble, you get jammed up and get back near your quarterback. He released him, then circled around and cut him off on the other side when Gagliano started scrambling. That's unique. When you see an offensive lineman do that, you have to be pretty nimble of foot to get it done.
In his 6th year out of Florida, I know he was cringing watching that Tennessee-Florida game last night. 2nd and 6 for the Lions. With 4 minutes to go first half, they trail by 3. Inside draw again to Sanders, and this time the Chiefs stay home nicely, and Chris Martin, who was shaken up earlier, made a nice open field tackle. Anything on Barry Sanders is a nice open field tackle.
Feel thankful for small blessings. What happened on this play is the Chiefs are really sending 5 people, are rushing 5 people, and what the Lions do is they just run Barry up the middle on the little draw play. Now you see the down lineman coming in, but you got 2 outside linebackers coming as well. They get some decent blocking up front, but you know, finally I think the Chiefs are making some adjustments and coming a little closer to the line of scrimmage to try to stop Barry Sanders.
Sanders' numbers on the day, and remember, he's got a screen pass for a touchdown. See if they throw to him here on 3rd and 5. They'll give it to him on the ground, and he won't get the first down. Neil Smith, Bill Moss, Chris Martin, they're all there. Nice job by the Kansas City defense.
Neil Smith, the man with the manicure. I couldn't believe that the other day we caught him at practice. He had his nails polished. He had gloves on to hide it, though. There you go. Stay away from drugs. Always give 100%, be honest, and be a good friend.
We said to him, Neil, you are playing well. He says, I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
He's finally understanding everything they want him to do and just getting comfortable.
Arnold to kick. Nice punt this time. High spiral. Worthen waits, takes at the 12. As Worthen, nice move. Really got pelted at the 23-yard line down there by Ray Crockett on the special teams.
So Naz, next time complete that 360.
17-14 Kansas City with 2:15 to go in the half. And do not forget, we have got baseball on Tuesday night. As there's how it looked for Oakland with the sweep. And now the Reds will join them in the Fall Classic.
Luke Piniella didn't look too happy, did he?
The Reds and the A's. We've got it on Tuesday night, game 1, 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on CBS Sports.
That's going to be a whole lot of fun. A's think that they can just do it again, huh?
Got that mentality. Nobody's been able to slow them down. We'll see if the Reds can. The red-clad Kansas City Chiefs go with a 4-wide receiver group here. And Steve DeBerg wasn't sure about the set. Not happy with the way his lineup looked and calls a timeout. Chiefs, who have scored the last 14 points in this game, and they did it over a stretch of just over 5 minutes, and now they want more with 2:15 to go in the half.
And I know with people sitting at home, they're going to look at Steve DeBerg and go, you know, I've heard his name before. They call him Freddy Krueger here in Kansas City because he's a guy that just won't go away. He's been with more teams and than most people you'll ever see in a career.
And you know, that career has gone long enough to pass some big names like Len Dawson and Joe Namath, and he's moved to 16th on the all-time NFL passing list. They call him the quarterback tutor because he's been some places where he's helped out some young guys, and he has preceded, of course, some of the big names in the NFL. Was at San Francisco before Montana, at Denver before Elway, and he was pre-Testaverde in Tampa Bay, and now he's got his own thing going here.
And keep in mind, too, Testaverde and Steve Young was at Tampa Bay at that same time.
But DeBerg is settled in, and at age 36 is doing a fine job for this Kansas City offense. He'll work from the shotgun. after the timeout, and everything else still flags all over the place.
Yeah, that was Dave Zott, 79. He's a rookie, so we'll forgive him. He went to Penn State. See, a lot of times, you know, you got to get outside and pick up a guy like Koper maybe, so you just move. You see that little action out there, and you want to make sure you're in good position. Now, he looks good on the drop back now. He's got good technique, but I'm sure Howard Mudd, the offensive line coach, is out there screaming at him now.
Back to the 19-yard line it goes, 1st and 15. Michael Koper make anybody move.
Move out of his way.
From the gun, here comes Koper. And DeBerg had it partially tipped, I think, by number 55.
Yeah, when you look at his hands, you can understand how come he can tip a pass. He's got the biggest hands in America, I think. I told him if he was a outfielder in baseball, they'd probably make it illegal for him to wear a bigger glove out there. Watch, this is a bull rush here. Just simply takes Alt right back there and then puts that hand up there and just slaps it away.
I shook hands with him last night, and I could feel it on my elbow.
There's
how
the tip
big his
right
hands
there.
are.
Right off the fingertips, right there.
2nd and 15. 4 wideouts again for DeBerg. Koper again coming with the pressure, and the pass complete to the 27-yard line. Emile Harry with his 3rd catch of the day. And we've worked our way down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go in the half, and the Chiefs in front by 3.
Dean Witter believed in priorities.
Know why your clients are saving. Know why they're investing.
Okay, come on, folks.
At some point, it's college. Later on, retirement. But Dean Witter knows that often the highest priorities are all the things that happen in between.
Is there anything else you want?
Just the first dance.
There are many ways to measure success.
We measure success one investor at a time.
You've heard it said before. It's not just what you say. It's how you say it. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. They'll get you noticed.
Die-Hard, America's most trusted replacement battery. Its breakthrough design gives you more power and more confidence from the start. Sears Die-Hard, more power when you need it most.
Oh, 5 more minutes. It's our anniversary. Let's call in sick.
Can't.
Oh, 10 years deserves something.
True.
Haven't I made you coffee for 10 years?
Haven't I had to drink it? Now, come on.
Why?
Show your friends this. Happy anniversary.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. This year, tell her you'd marry her all over again.
Okay, I'll show him. Tomorrow.
Brad Nessler and Dan Jiggets at Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, where the Chiefs leading the Detroit Lions 17-14. And we've got an official timeout. I believe we have a clock problem here.
And it's something that the Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt told us. He said some of the clocks here are aging just a bit, so they're going to replace them and do some major renovation. Now, this is a beautiful stadium, Arrowhead Stadium. Been here since 1972.
3rd and 7 from the shotgun, DeBerg. Completes it, and it's going to be a first down. Across the 35 to the 36-yard line. And Emile Harry is having quite a day. That's his 4th catch. A big one there to keep the Chiefs' drive alive with 1:38 and the clock running. Here comes a blitz. DeBerg hangs in. This one tipped and almost picked off by William White.
Boy, he had it down all the way down to the ground, and just as he tried to slide his hand underneath of it is when the ball tipped over and rolled out.
That's a one-man tip drill.
Nice coverage on the play, though, by William White. He's going to be down on the right-hand side of your screen now. He's going to be making some nice coverage here on this play. DeBerg, plenty of time to throw the football. Watch White step in right here, slap it out, and then almost makes the reception about 5 yards further down the field.
Incompletion stopped the clock with 1:29 to go in the half. Chiefs at their own 36. They've got a trip set to the right. 3 wide receivers there to the top of your screen. DeBerg wants to come back left and has McNair and just overshot him. McNair with Jimmy Williams covering, but he had a step on the linebacker.
Jimmy Williams slipped just as he was going back to get into coverage. He just slipped down on him just a tad, and that was enough to put him behind. But he's got to be an excited man. His wife, Crystal, delivered their second child this week and to miss practice on Wednesday, but that's a pretty good reason to miss a practice.
That's right. San Diego putting it on the Jets, and Dan Henning's job had been talked about a little bit. Bobby Beathard gave him a vote of confidence this week, and his Chargers are responding.
Alex Panos, the owner out there, said he had no qualms about that. He likes Dan Henning and likes what he's trying to do there.
Chiefs picked up a big third down a few moments ago. Now they've got 3rd and 10. McNair has got a lot of ground to cover to get the first, and he's pretty close. He really stretched out. Bruce McNorton holding on for dear life, and let's see where they spot it here on the sideline. Marty Schottenheimer's right there saying, oh, I think you're about a foot too short on that spot. It's going to be close enough to take a look at.
Once again, now watch the linebackers here for the Lions. Watch them vacate this area in the zone, and that's really where Kansas City's looking to go. They throw back up underneath of the linebackers and let the running back do the rest of it. Steve DeBerg taking advantage of the opportunity. Nice little move there to fake him out and then reverse field and go the other way.
Stiff arms and dives forward, and now we'll find out how close he got, or if indeed he picked up the first down. Clock momentarily stopped. 1:06 to go in the half. That's a first down. So Todd McNair, who had a big reception of 45 yards in the last Chiefs touchdown drive, keeps things alive there with a nice effort.
And the nice thing about it for Kansas City is they've got great balance back there with McNair, the ability to come out of the backfield, catch the football, and Christian Okoye to pound you to death when he runs the football.
Again from the shotgun, first down Chiefs. Michael Kofer close. DeBerg got rid of it. Overshot McNair on basically the same pattern and a flag down. Let's see if we have a holding in the backfield. That will be the call against Kansas City.
And Kansas City has had some problems with penalties this year. They're the most penalized team in football. And when you talk to Marty Schottenheimer, you know that's something he can't live with.
Holding, number 76 offense, still first down.
John Alt, the left tackle out of Iowa.
He's working against Michael Kofer. That's a good reason to be holding somebody.
There you see the Chiefs on top of the heap in a statistic you do not want to be number 1 in.
And look who's number 2 and number 3. It's Jerry Glanville's old team and his new team.
Isn't that surprising? 13 penalties last week the Chiefs had. It really cost them in the loss to Indianapolis. And they've got 4 today. Screen pass, McNair waits for his blockers. Across midfield to the 47 of the Lions. Short of the first down, but another nice effort by McNair. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Kansas City by 3.
The network. It's the most powerful tool in business today. At GTE, we can put that power in your hands. The power of a personalized communications network designed for the success of your business alone. The growth of your business, the prosperity of your business. We've done it for others. We'll do it for you. Because at GTE, the power is on.
Kansas City by a field goal with 40 seconds to go first half.
They've really been holding on to that rock, and they won't let it go. Real time-draining offense, and here's a look at what they've done on their possessions so far. Pretty good results when you look at the 2 TDs and the field goal. They just dominated the clock against the Lions.
Second down and 3. The blitz again on DeBerg, and again he's got time. In and out of the hands of Emile Harry, who wanted a marker and doesn't get it. Bruce McNorton, the corner, working on Emile Harry.
You know, one of the things that's interesting that the Lions are doing, they call it a kick step for offensive tackles. Now, watch these guys here. Watch them both kick out and kick back with their legs. And see, that's something new that everybody's doing on pass protection because they feel that it puts you in a better position to cut off the outside rush because you got so many outside linebackers now rushing the pass.
Gives you a little better jump on the angle,
That's right. Gives you a better angle to face up to that rush.
Chiefs again with a third down situation. They picked up 2 in this drive. Rod Thomas can't quite get out there. Little guy out of Oregon State. DeBerg led him a bit too much, and it's 4th down.
4th 3.
So the Chiefs have to give it back to the Lions with a half-minute to play. It was another good drive until it stalled on that third down situation. Brian Barker, his second punt of the day upcoming. Mel Gray back inside the 10. Low snap, he handles it well. Nice kick, but it's going to carry in the end zone. So the Lions have 20 seconds left to work, and then we'll have halftime. And at halftime, Greg and Terry will be along with scores and highlights of other games from around the NFL. We'll have an update on the World Series and a lot more. That's halftime on the NFL today.
Well, I saw Terry on the pregame show with that Buffalo Bills helmet, you know, that secondary helmet that they have that Kelso was wearing. That was a scary scene there.
Terry's scary in a lot of those instances, isn't he?
I don't know if he's going to put some Velcro in his head to keep that thing up there.
Lions with 20 seconds left. Draw play, Sanders. Scoots outside, has broken a couple tackles already, and he's still on his feet. Almost a first down.
Hey, if he didn't get tired, he might still be running. You know, it's unbelievable. It's uncanny how quick he is. And I'm sure he's going to be quick getting out of here, too, because he's got 130 people here to visit with him.
That's right.
He's from Kansas, of course.
And the Chiefs on the short end, or rather the Lions on the short end at halftime. It's Kansas City with a 3-point cushion.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Oldsmobile. Stop by your Oldsmobile dealer and see what's new from the new generation of Olds. GTE at GTE, the power is on. And by Valvoline Motor Oil. People who know use Valvoline.
For anyone who's been waiting for a signal, it's here. 84 models redesigned and engineered. 7 entirely new this year. Proof of the commitment by the people of General Motors to quality. Now with special values at Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, and GMC truck dealers. GM is putting quality on the road.
I'm going to review today's scores very briefly.
No.
86, 94, 92, and 1 hieroglyph. That's before we got to the back 9.
I didn't think anybody was keeping score today.
Oh, I'm right. It says here that on the 3rd hole you hit, I don't know, you
a 90-yard putt.
I do. It wasn't a flash. It isn't.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
Oh, there you go!
Toss me the towel, please, Darnell.
This is Idaho. It's a world unto itself, where people live the lives others only dream of. In Idaho, people think for themselves. New trends start here, new ideas, new ways of solving problems. Idahoans see themselves as a breed apart, and they are. And that is what Channel 2 Eyewitness News is all about. The people, the place, the way of life. Channel 2 Eyewitness News, 7 days a week.
Brinson drops back, looks long. He's got Schneider down the sideline.
Oh, it's caught for a touchdown. What a play by Schneider. Dropping back, looking, under pressure, scrambling right. He eludes Brinson.
But Schneider is right there to drive him out of bounds.
He looks right, got a man open. No, Brinson from nowhere.
He's got it to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Broncos. Unbelievable.
Whether it's on the field or off, Paul J. Schneider and Jim Brinson know Bronco sports. Only on AM 67 KBOI.
Welcome back to our studios in New York, everyone. Those of you who have been watching games in Tampa and Kansas City, let's run down the scoreboard for you, beginning with a heck of a game down in Atlanta between the 49ers and the Falcons. The 49ers lead it by a score of 28-14 as they approach halftime there. And what a day Joe Montana is having. But watch Barry Helton's punt here, blocked by number 89, George Thomas, and then recovered by Bobby Butler, who will return it for a touchdown. At this point, things were looking pretty good for the Falcons, who tied it up at 14-14. But then Joe Montana goes to work from the Falcon 43. Watch number 88, Mike Sherrard on the receiving end. This is Mike Sherrard's first touchdown reception since 1986. And then Montana goes back to work, this time with Jerry Rice on the receiving end.
Just another post, quick post against man coverage. If you get inside, it's easy touchdown. Rice does it and makes the touchdown.
Now, this was another touchdown pass to Jerry Rice. What happened here?
Well, I'll show you. 25 is the free safety, Scott Casey. Comes on a delayed safety blitz up the middle. But what happens when he leaves this area in man coverage, there's no one in the middle. So if a receiver can get inside the cornerbacks, he can run to the post where Scott Casey is gone. Notice the blitz. No one in the middle to defend a receiver there. Look who's there. Rice is in the middle for the touchdown.
Joe Montana, 4 touchdown passes so far today. New Orleans is leading Cleveland. That game has moved to the third quarter. Steve Walsh is in and has thrown his first touchdown pass as a Saint. Warren Moon has thrown 3 touchdown passes. He's over 20,000 for his career. The Oilers are leading the Bengals in the second quarter. Tampa Bay is leading Green Bay at the half. 16-0 Bucks is the score there. Detroit and Kansas City at halftime. The Chiefs lead it by a field goal. And San Diego is leading the Jets. The #1 offense in the AFC has managed just 73 total yards in the first half. The NFL Today will continue on CBS after this word from your local station.
A mass murder. A dead cop.
Ray was murdered, damn it.
A cover-up. Richard Crenna is Frank Janik in Murder Time 7 tonight.
Strikes bring out the best in everyone.
Is that your head or is your neck blowing a bubble?
On Murphy Brown, and Julia joins a jury.
God is punishing me by giving me the case of the flaming sperm bank.
On Designing Women. Then Sharon Gless stars in the trials of Rosie O'Neill. It's all Monday on CBS.
This is CBS.
In order to better serve our viewers in some of the outlying areas of Idaho, Oregon, and Nevada, KBCI Channel 2 signal is rebroadcast on these translators.
A BMW test was run on each of the 6 leading national gasolines. In 5 of those tests, deposits on dirty intake valves got worse. One gasoline did completely the opposite. Texaco System 3. It actually removed deposits others left behind. And it's an all-octane grade, not just premium.
And you thought all gasolines were the same.
Before you men go on this mission, I'm taking you to the best French restaurant in the city. French food, French food, French food, French food, French food, French food.
Somewhere a small restaurant is missing a big sale.
It was busy.
But U.S. West Communications can keep your small business from missing those big sales.
How about pizza? Yeah!
Find out how to protect those orders from going to the competition. Call U.S. West, making the most of your time.
On Sundays, the best local news team in Idaho hits the air 30 minutes ahead of 60 Minutes. I'm Mike Wallace. Every Sunday at 5:30, it's the award-winning Channel 2 Eyewitness News team, followed by 60 Minutes at 6. It is a winning combination you can count on.
Matt Biondi, Eyewitness News, the news leader.
Welcome back to our New York studios, everyone. Let's talk baseball for a moment. The World Series begins Tuesday night in Cincinnati, Game 1 between the Oakland Athletics and the Cincinnati Reds. Pat O'Brien caught up with the most outspoken member of Cincinnati's Nasty Boys, Rob Dibble.
All right, Greg, thank you very much. We are here with the co-MVP of the National League Championship Series from the Reds, Rob Dibble. And good afternoon, Rob.
Good afternoon.
Here you are. You had a tremendous LCS. You allowed no runs, no hits. And now you're facing the ultimate power team. What kind of a challenge is that?
I think it's an interesting challenge. You know, everybody's been talking about how great the A's are and stuff like that, but they have a lot of right-handed hitters, and, you know, they're power hitters, and that's, you know, the typical guys I've been facing for 3 years in the big leagues. And I look forward to the challenge.
And not a lot of people picking you to win the World Series, though. You're going in as overwhelming underdogs.
Nobody's picking us to win, and I think it's the same as the Pittsburgh series. Everybody, you know, predicted they'd be the champions, and, you know, here we are. We're going to be playing the Oakland A's, and so I can expect our guys to go out there and give 110% and expect nothing less.
How much fun is this, huh? The nasty boys against the Bash brothers? And
It's a lot of fun. You know, it's power on power, and I think this is what people, you know, like to watch. It's entertaining, and no matter what the outcome, I think, you know, it'll be a great series.
We know you're a big hockey fan, but do you ever compare yourself to like a football, like a Terry Bradshaw? He threw a lot of fastballs in his day.
Yeah, but in my case, there's always somebody there to catch it.
Hey, Rod, thanks for joining us.
Okay, thanks.
Back to you guys.
All right, Pat, you had some people who could catch the ball, didn't you?
Stalwart, come on, dibble, hi, dibble.
This World Series is a rematch of one held 18 years ago. That one won 7 games. The Oakland A's beating the Reds in 7 games. Once again, Game 1 coverage of the World Series Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time here on CBS Sports. Right now, let's send you back out to the stadium and the game you're watching here on CBS.
Halftime at Arrowhead Stadium, and the Kansas City Chiefs put up 14 unanswered second quarter points. They have the lead 17-14 over the Detroit Lions. We'll be back with the second half in a moment.
If you have an insurance repair on your home and you have Allstate, it's in our hands. We know some very reliable contractors. It's our business too. So if you choose a contractor we recommend, we guarantee the workmanship of their repairs for 1 year. That's why you're in good hands with Allstate. A member of the Sears Financial Network.
You're stuck in traffic, slumped in your seat, coming above a B2B. Hey, you! Drive through! For breakfast at McDonald's, we got everything under the sun. OJ cereal, what do you say? Try a brand up to start your day. You can get it to go, and you can take it on the road. Drive through for breakfast at McDonald's. Folks and got everything under the sun.
The finest roadside service program of any American automaker is Cadillac Roadside Service, providing on-the-spot service nights, weekends, and holidays, and putting a factory-trained service advisor just a phone call away 24 hours a day, affording every Cadillac owner a distinctive advantage. Peace of mind, another reason why the only way to travel is Cadillac style.
Will Buck's old girlfriend fit in with his new family?
Oh, Buck, let me help you with that.
This is a guy thing.
Yeah, like writing your name in the snow.
Uncle Buck. Then, get ready for a wild first anniversary celebration.
Waited 20 years to get married. Now, tonight has to be special.
I know a really special place, and it's all you can eat.
Meet your dad after Uncle Buck Monday.
Kevin is rich?
Very.
Trump before the fall, Rich?
Ginger's got a dream date.
I want to have this man's kids.
Think his wife will give them to you?
Doctor, Thursday.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac and your local Cadillac dealer. Discover why the only way to travel is Cadillac style. Federal Express for documents, packages, and freight. Federal Express is the best way to ship it over there. And by Heineken and Amstel Light, they're the tops.
We're back at Arrowhead Stadium at halftime. Buck Buchanan receiving his Hall of Fame ring here today in a tearful ceremony at halftime. And the world champion Kansas City Chiefs, who put it on the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl III to take that world championship, and what a team it was. At halftime here, the Chiefs lead the Lions by a score of 17-14. And the Kansas City Chiefs put quite a second quarter together. And in fact, we expected a great matchup of running backs, and we've gotten that today without a doubt. Dan Jiggets, Barry Sanders did his thing the first couple times the Lions had the ball, and then Christian Okoye and the Chiefs offense came to life with a great second quarter.
And the Chiefs have been able to maintain the football. I think that's the key for them. Time of possession. When you can keep the football like that, then you know you're being very effective offensively. We talked about the numbers. Barry Sanders averaging 5.8 per carry. Christian Okoye now back up into that area where he's used to being at 4.3. He's got 56 yards rushing. But the real key is been Barry Sanders catching the football on those screens. Very effective.
Bob Gagliano was brilliant early for the Detroit Lions. At one point was 6 out of 7 for 117 yards and a touchdown, but then he started to cool off in the second quarter a little bit, and I know he wants to get those totals back to where they were in the first quarter to try to help the Lions to get back in the football game. At one point they led 14-3, and then the Chiefs took it and kept it.
Yeah, they really did it. Time of possession, we'll look at it, almost twice as much for Kansas City, and that has a lot to do, of course, with success in the running game, keeping the ball inbounds when you're doing the play action, such as Steve DeBerg has been so successful with. And one of the other things you look for is total offense, and of course, when you have that football that long, you know that you're going to get some yardage, and there's the edge for Kansas City, 279 to 174 for Detroit. But Brad, I got to tell you, I'm a little choked up here. I've been watching all these Kansas City Chiefs come through here, all the alumni. There's such great names, Willie Lanier, all these guys, Buck Buchanan, and they introduce themselves to you. You're embarrassed because, hey, I know who you are.
That's right.
There's the Ring of Fame, and today Jim Lynch, his name will be added to the Ring of Fame here at Arrowhead Stadium. There are some great names up there. Anybody that's a football fan knows some of those guys up there.
Nick Lowry to get us underway, and the third quarter begins with Mel Gray at the 2. Return set up to the right, but he's in trouble, and down he goes. Lewis Cooper for the second time today on special teams.
Lewis Cooper was bringing smoke coming down the field. Holy mackerel, he came from the far right side. Now watch, he's going to come from the left-hand side of your screen. You watch him just making the arc here, and he's going full bore right there. Boy, nobody blocked him, and he certainly didn't slow up. When you work the special teams and you get a good play, you get excited about it.
And Mel Gray was shaken up on the play as well.
Yeah, I bet he was. He was probably shaking up to see Lewis coming down there that quick.
Oh.
He did the corkscrew there when he got him. It doesn't look good for Mel right now.
Only a 3-yard return for Mel Gray, who came in as the NFL's leader in that category. And his Lions offense will work in a hole now.
Well, see, that's a tone setter, though, right there. You get that kind of play on the special teams. Now it starts setting the tone for the second half. This is an angry tackle right here by Cooper. See, he just kind of winds him down there, and then he just does that little rodeo flip there. And then he picks him up off the ground. That's uncalled for. But you know he's excited, but hey, you know, you got to maintain some form of decorum out there. But Lewis got real aggressive on that play. You know, they went back in that locker room and got fired up at the half.
Silver stretch offense of the Lions from its own 6-yard line. Richard Johnson in motion. Gagliano short to Sanders. A middle screen, and Neil Smith ran him down from behind, but not before he got the first down.
Normally a defense is thinking when a running back is running with the ball on a pass like that to knock the ball out, to strip the ball. Well, the Chiefs defense is so concerned about stopping Barry Sanders, they can't concentrate on the other fundamentals like trying to strip the football. They're just trying to stop Barry.
Barry Sanders, the receiver today. His third catch, including a long touchdown. First down, Detroit. Gagliano to Sanders again. Got a crease into the secondary and all the way out to the 44-yard line.
See, the guy who's really putting a sweat here is the outside linebacker, Chris Martin. Now watch Chris Martin right here, because he's going to float out to this area. He sees Barry coming out of here to receive the screen pass, but what can he do when you get some of those 290-pounders up in front of you? Chris Martin knows right now it's a screen pass, reacts back up in there, but that offensive line for Detroit just lines it up right there. You get your sights set on somebody, and then you just wipe him out. You try to reach to grab Barry, before you know it, he's gone.
Gagliano to Sanders for 15 and then for 24 more. First down, Lions. Blitz. Sanders on the draw, drop for a loss. Leonard Griffin, the defensive end, stayed home to make the tackle. By the way, Mel Gray just shaken up, and he'll be back, they tell us.
This Chiefs defense, they call themselves 11 angry men. And I think that's a pretty apt description of them. See, now they are holding hands in the huddle, and that's, again, a sign of team unity. It's one thing you know about Marty Schottenheimer's teams, that they are very much together. And the reason why is he is a player's coach. You get a feeling that everybody really enjoys being here in Kansas City.
Second down and 15. Gagliano takes his time. Derek Thomas in his space. He tried to sidearm it to Sanders, but Dan Saliamua, the nose tackle, was there to break that up.
I thought that Saliamua might give us that little dance he was telling us about. He said, I'll make a big play, I'm going to give you that dance. But here he is, number 97, the Plan B free agent that came over to Kansas City from Detroit. And he knows the symptoms when he sees Barry Sanders turn around in there. Says, not this time.
Saliamua says he would like to make a trip to the Pro Bowl. He's pretty close in that area. Jerry Ball, of course, for the Lions, has already been there. Third and long. And a loose ball. And the Chiefs have it.
We've got one of the Lions offensive linemen down.
Just when things were going well for the Lions, up came Bill Moss with the fumble recovery.
Bill Moss coming from the bottom of your screen. Good rush here, and he just continues to rush. Dips that shoulder with a little rip technique and just goes right into the ribs of Bob Gagliano. Neil Smith on the fumble recovery, number 90 for the Chiefs.
That's right, Moss with a hit and Smith with a recovery.
See, if you can get that angle, that tough angle, dip the shoulders at defensive end, and then start progress towards the quarterback, you're in great shape. Gagliano didn't stand a chance. That was Ken Glover, the center for the Lions, who was injured on the play. He is over on the sideline now.
So tremendous field position for the Chiefs, who already have the lead.
Excuse me, Kevin Glover.
Christian Okoye down to the 28. Toby Castone and Kevin Brooks finally slow him down.
Brett, I'll go back to that one play, though. Lewis Cooper in the special teams play, the kickoff at the beginning of the half, said that was a tone setter for the Chiefs in the second half. Suddenly you come out, you start playing aggressive defense, you get the turnover now offensively. If you can take it in and score, you start sealing the game. You start understanding how to win the ball game when the opportunities are there.
They've controlled the clock really ever since the first quarter and have controlled the game. Okoye be dragged down by Jerry Ball, who held on and brought him down at the line of scrimmage.
Jerry Ball told us, he said, you know, if you don't tackle Christian Okoye correctly, you'll end up with a pinched nerve. And this time he does the correct method of tackling. He's working right there against the center. Now he slides off and breaks through, and you know, he's got good leg movement there for the big guy. You know, he gets in there and just lifts Christian up.
Third down and almost 6 upcoming for the Chiefs, who come into the 4 wide receiver group. Stephon Page and Emile Harry to the top of your screen. Rob Thomas and J.J. Burton to the left side. And they give it off to McNair on the draw. First down. Yards for McNair, and he has had a big day.
Nice little seal block in here by 61 Tim Grunnett. Now, see what happens is you get everybody rushing upfield, then you say, okay, we're going to come back with a draw. But Grunnett there chases his man down, pushes him out of position, and McNair just simply does the rest. Nice escapability there, gets downfield. All you want to do is make sure you make those people readjust their routes. If they can't get your receiver downfield, you've done your job.
First down at the 16 of the Lions. DeBerg threw the slant to Page. He couldn't hold on. William White back there covering. It'll be second down. Don't forget, it is a doubleheader day here on CBS, and you'll see the Giants and the Redskins doing battle in the NFC East. Pat and John will have that one for you after our ball game.
And what a beautiful setting down at RFK Stadium.
This place starts moving.
That's it. This is the time you want to be playing football down there now.
They've had a chance to kind of rumble around Arrowhead here today. 78,000 plus watching the Chiefs in front by 3. Christian Okoye outside. Nice job by the Lions to stretch it out. Bruce McNorton giving away about 80 pounds.
And some change. Now, if I'm Bruce McNorton on those tackles, though, you know what I'm doing? I'm down there tying Christian Okoye's shoes together so he can't get out the next time around.
As low as possible.
That's right. We talked to Leroy Irving back there as well, number 47 for the Lions, and he said, you know, my forte is not coming up and tackling, and particularly when I see the Nigerian Nightmare coming at me.
Leroy Irvin says, I've been in the league 11 years, and I haven't knocked anybody out yet with my tackling ability. I don't expect Okoye to be the first. 3rd down. And 8 to go for the Chiefs from the shotgun.
A little slant pattern here probably, right?
DeBerg has time. Across the middle and in and out of the hands of McNair, who would have had a touchdown if he could have pulled that one in.
The reason why I said they're going to run a slant pattern is because the middle of the field was vacated. There was nobody playing defense in the middle, really. One player there, but you got a lot of room to run around in there if you get up underneath. And that's exactly what the Chiefs saw. They said, hey, look, we're going to go with Todd McNair coming across up underneath. You know, while there's still other action, we talked to Leroy Irving about techniques that he's going to use, and he's got a whole bushel basket full of them. That time he just eliminated Stephon Page from the offense.
Nick Lowry is 1 for 1 today and 12 of 14 on the season. And almost never misses from this particular spot from 32 yards out. And he's got it to add 3 more to the Chiefs' cushion. 9:47 to go 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have extended their lead to 20. 17 unanswered points to lead Detroit 20-14. 9:47 to go 3rd quarter. Brad Nessler and Dan Jiggets along with you at Arrowhead. But will those field goals come back to haunt the Chiefs? We'll talk about that in a moment. Bob Gagliano ready to take over at quarterback for the Lions, and he's been every place. Started as a 12th round pick of the Chiefs.
Oh boy, you talk about a resume. Look at all of these football teams. Some of them now, keep in mind he's only with them for a couple of days.
Houston Oilers 6 days. That's just time enough, you know, to have a couple of dinners, and that's it.
Hope somebody else is picking up the tab.
Kind of followed Mouse Davis around now, though, and has found a home and done a fine job in his last 7 outings. 5 starts, 5 wins, and 2 saves is what they call them, with filling in for Rodney Peete.
I tell you, when I was in the USFL and we were looking for players to come in and play, he was one guy who everybody on our staff really wanted. This kid can play some football at quarterback.
Mel Gray not in after being shaken up on the last kick return, so Chris Oldham does the honors from the 9, and he gets the same reception by the Kansas City special team. Bill Jones, one of the first guys down there, and another penalty marker down. Stan Petrie also there. And if the Lions indeed have an illegal block here, again, they're going to have to start deep in their own territory.
49ers all over the Falcons right now. Houston beating Cincinnati 31-10 at the half. Tampa out in front of Green Bay by 19.
Wow.
We talked to Coach Ray Perkins last week. He said he wasn't worried about much. I wonder if he's worried now.
A good spot.
Holding, number 57 receiving team. During the return, first down.
Frank Gans, former special teams and head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, who in fact turned down all interview requests this week. He didn't want to make a big deal out of his return to Kansas City, and he can't be too crazy about holdings on the last 2 returns.
Yeah, because one thing he really relies on is people being focused.
Crowd making it difficult for the Lion offense. Bill Moss with a safety. Kansas City. Moss with his 2nd sack, and this one's good for points with 9:33 to go, 3rd quarter. That's the man of the hour with the safety, and the free kick by Arnold will be fielded by Naz Worthen at the 13. Worthen to the 44. Chris Oldham may have saved a touchdown on Nasworthy.
This is how they got on the board. Watch Lomas Brown here. He's going to start looking in here. The problem is nobody's going to block Derek Thomas outside. What that's going to do is that's going to leave the alley open when Bill Moss comes back around the horn. He works around the center in the guard there and comes around and back of Lomas Brown, and he's the guy that ends up making the trap. But it was really Derek Thomas that forced the issue and allowed him to get in there, and he did the rest of it.
Bill Moss, former #1 draft choice out of Pittsburgh, who played nose tackle until they realized that they needed Saliamu and Moss on the same defensive front. Now he's a defensive end.
They call him Billy Bob.
Harry Word. Maybe 3 yards off the right side. Lions quite simply now need to force a turnover or something to turn this game around.
Yeah, because when you looked at the situation before, they were down by 6, and really, you know, Kansas City was in trouble in it because the only thing they could get out of excellent field position were field goals. But now that's a momentum changer when you get a play like that, because not only do you get the 2 points, but you also give the ball back to Kansas City. So now you got to start really popping them up front and slow them down, because you know now they want to burn the clock.
2nd and 7. Lions bring everybody up front. Let's see if DeBerg will change it up. He did indeed. Both his wide receivers to the near side. Keeps it on the ground. A Word in the secondary. He might go all the way to the 10. Barry Word, 44 yards.
7 men up on the line of scrimmage for the Lions. They're trying to stop the run, but the problem is when you break through, getting that crease and then go back to the backside, which is what Barry Word did. He is just simply gone. Bruce McNorton is the guy who finally brings him down on that sideline, and right there, Barry Word gave him that stiff arm just before he went to the turf.
Career long run for Barry Word has the Chiefs 1st and goal at the Lion 8. Okoye to the 2.
To go back to Barry Word, though, it really is wonderful to see somebody get their life back together and start back on the right trail, and to see him coming in here and being successful. Marty Schottenheimer's giving this guy a second chance, and he's taking full advantage of it.
Signed as a free agent in May, originally a draft choice of the New Orleans Saints before the troubles that put him in prison for 4 months, and has turned things around and has put the Chiefs in a great position to start to ice this game a little bit. Remember, they have scored now 19 unanswered points, and they've got a 2nd and goal just outside the 1-yard line. This place will erupt if the Chiefs score again here. Okoye. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Chiefs down on the goal line, decide to run that little pull blocking out front. You get the lead guard, lead tackle out there, and just simply blast them in the end zone. You got a 260-pound running back. Why not run it? Look at the Marty Schottenheimer. He's into the game. He might want to play a little linebacker when this thing is all over.
Nick Lowry's been a busy kicker. Extra point right through the middle. 7:22 to go in the 3rd quarter, and now the Chiefs lead it by 2 touchdowns. Kansas City. Brad Nessler and Dan Jenkins with you, where the Chiefs have taken command, and I don't profess to be a math major. I said 2-touchdown lead. It's 15 points. 29-14. Christian Okoye's 2nd touchdown a moment ago.
It seems like more points when he runs the football, doesn't it?
Wow.
How would you like to wake up and see that?
26 straight points for the Chiefs. And look at the rushing yardage. Lowry to kick. Chris Oldham at the 1. And the Chiefs are fired up. It's as simple as that. Cooper again with a stop on the special teams. Let's get another look at the touchdown.
And really, the key to the touchdown was watch the double tight end situation here. They're going to double team in here, chip off, and get the linebacker up inside. And that really sets the play up, because you can't allow 1, penetration, and 2, slide off, get Toby Castone coming over, and get a nice block by the fullback. And Christian Okoye walks into the end zone. If you're trying to tackle him high, you're in trouble.
Fourth straight time Detroit has had to start inside their own 20. Working from the 17-yard line. Barry Sanders broke one tackle, but not the second one. Derek Thomas drops it. Let's get an update on the Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we go to New York and Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Brad, here's quarterback Don Majkowski looking deep, finding Harry Hamilton of the Bucs, but watch the football come loose right there. Everybody converges in the end zone, including an official at the bottom of the stack, Jeff Query of the Packers with the touchdown, 19-7 Tampa. Let's go back.
Well, I don't know, Brad. It seems like Jeff Query's got to be the luckiest guy in America. It's the second time this season he's come up with something magic from the Magic Man.
Well, an NFC Central team having trouble here, and Gagliano going deep for Aubrey Matthews, and he can't quite pull it in. Aubrey had a half step on Jeff Donaldson, but the pass thrown just a bit too far in front.
He had a half step on Jeff Donaldson, but Stan Petrie had him zeroed in. He had the sight set on him, and I think Aubrey might have looked up and saw Stan coming over there making track. Said, hey, I just have to give up the pill on this one.
The last 5 times the Lions have had the football, things have not gone as well as they did in the first quarter. That's a cinch. Punt, halftime, fumble, and a safety. And their field position's been horrible. And it is here. 3rd down and 13 on the 14. Derek Thomas. Flag flies in late. Here's a call from Jerry Seaman. I didn't see Gagliano give that ball up.
Well, I think when he came down, it popped out just at the point where when he was coming down to the ground, it jumped out of his hand.
Gagliano.
We had illegal forward pass. Number 14, offense, 5-yard penalty. Also loss of down. 4th down.
That's the thing that hurt so much, the loss of down. It looked like when he was running out, it looked like it just popped out. He fumbled the football. I thought, at least from our angle, Derek Thomas can make you do some strange things if he's chasing you. But right here, Gagliano puts the ball in his left hand and then is going out and then flips the ball out of bounds. I guess they're saying that he rolled it out, but if a guy is chasing you like that, you have to be pretty intelligent to make that kind of decision.
I don't know.
Roll it out of bounds.
At any rate, Jim Arnold got a kick from his own end zone, and Naz Worthen should get a great chance here for the Chiefs, who already lead 29-14. Remember, the Chiefs are a great punt blocking unit. You always have to watch for Albert Lewis. Arnold just got it away, and he got away a beautiful kick. Worthen has to backpedal to the 30. But here he comes. To the 48-yard line, an 18-yard return for Naz Worthen after a 61-yard kick with the pressure on Jim Arnold. 29-14 Kansas City. Lead with 6:06 to go, 3rd quarter. Brad Nessler and Dan Jiggets with you. And Tim Grunhard in the offensive wall there. The Chiefs, a rookie, doing a good job.
And looking over his shoulder, and there to help him out is a guy who you'll all recognize, Mike Webster. 16th, 17th season. He seems like he's been around forever. Still able to go out there and get it, though. When we talked to him yesterday, it was really interesting. He's got a very good perspective on what he has to do to help this Chiefs team out. Does not mind sitting over on the sideline at all. Just wants to make sure that he can help his offensive line.
Play fake. DeBerg throws in the flat to Alfredo Roberts, the tight end. He's all the way to the 15-yard line. 37 yards. Joe Montana's having a field day at Fulton County Stadium. Greg Gumbel's got an update.
I don't think field day is strong enough. Brad Montana, his 5th touchdown pass of the day to Jerry Rice, who catches his 4th of the day. This one good for 14 yards. It's a 38-21 49er lead. Let's go back to Kansas City.
All right, so the 49ers and the Falcons lighten up the scoreboard in Atlanta.
I wonder if old Greg's got both of those guys in his rotisserie league.
He's hoping so, isn't he?
So it's like a trifecta.
1st down, Chiefs at the Lion 15. Play fake again, and a beauty. DeBerg over the middle. Roberts again to the 6. Alfredo Roberts, and a reason to smile for DeBerg.
Steve DeBerg is so good, as we talked about before, at play action fakes. Watch the reaction of the inside linebackers. You see everybody stepping up in there. Toby Castone, number 50. Everybody's reacting to the play. Jimmy Williams. All of a sudden, Alfredo Roberts is wide open down in the secondary. But it's all because of what Steve DeBerg is doing with the football. And he carries out the fake even when he's not going to play action.
DeBerg 13 out of 23, 242 yards and a touchdown. Second down, a couple to go. Word slipped and lost a yard. Well, that's about the first thing that's gone wrong for the Chiefs.
You talk about life's embarrassing moments, because all you can think about in that situation is, what is it going to look like on Monday when you go in to see the tape? You know everybody's going to be ripping you. Now, I think it might have been Dave Sott who caused a little bit of the confusion. Or it's DeBerg. Steve DeBerg runs into Barry Word. They just get their legs tangled up a little bit. That's when you find out who has the biggest feet, and you blame it on him.
Third down and a long 3. DeBerg will work from the gun with 4 wide receivers. Quarterback draw for the old man. First down. Not exactly the call you expect for a 36-year-old quarterback.
I guess he said, hey, look, Christian's been running the ball all day. They're expecting him or somebody else. They'll never expect me to run it. And that's exactly what he does. But you see it open up right up in the middle. Nice little hold up in there by his offensive guards. And that really helped him out a great deal, because that gave him the separation up front.
We kidded Steve the other day. I said, hey, you know, you're as old as we are. He said, I know, but he doesn't look like he's 36, and he didn't there. First and goal, Chiefs. Okoye. What a tackle by Dennis Gibson when it looked like Okoye was headed.
And he dropped the ball when he was going back, too. And the Lions say that they've recovered it, but I heard whistles, and that may be what they call, indeed, is that they had blown the whistle already.
No, they're going to say Detroit ball. I thought they blew it dead, too.
No, yeah, but what happened was Okoye was trying to struggle to get into the end zone. Now watch this play. As he's struggling to get into the end zone, he gets stuck by Dennis Gibson. Excellent play by Gibson coming from his inside linebacking position right about there. He delivers the blow, knocks the ball out while Okoye's feet are up in the air. The ball is now on the ground, and it is recovered by the Lions in the end zone.